serious. Like, I feel like you're the ultimate fatty on the inside.
And on the inside, for sure.
Yeah.
Hey Fruit Bats, it's Freely Banana Girl here. Welcome to another episode. So today's video is on Shane Dawson. He just did a video about having body dysmorphia, and I want to share my thoughts about that. And before any of you say, stop hating on Shane, Freely, I actually like the guy. I enjoy a lot of his videos. I enjoy his sense of humor. So this is actually about helping him. And if you've got a problem with me actually helping people on my own channel, then you can go fruit yourself and get off my channel. Okay, down to serious banana business. Here's Shane to fill you in more on how he's feeling.
Hey guys, today I wanted to make a different kind of video. This is weird for me because I haven't done one of these in a long time where I've just kind of shared something about myself. The last time I did this was a few years ago when I talked about my depression, and it helped a lot of people, and I thought I would talk about something today that might help some more people. Well, I feel like I might have touched on this before, but I have a pretty severe case of body dysmorphia. I look in the mirror and I see a huge person. I see me in a fat suit, basically. And it's been like that ever since I lost weight when I was 18. I lost, I don't know, like between 150 and 200 pounds. And you know, when I lost all that weight, I thought, oh, this is perfect. Once I hit my goal weight, I'll be happy and I'll take my shirt off at the beach and I'll, you know, be just like all those people on those tampon commercials. They're always running around happy wearing white. That's how I thought I was going to be. And that didn't happen. I lost all the weight and I was more depressed when I lost the weight than I had ever been.
So as you can hear, Shane is going through some challenging times at the moment. And if you're wondering what body dysmorphia is, it's classified as a psychological disorder in which a person becomes obsessed with imaginary defects in their appearance. So Shane has obviously been through a lot with his body, as he said, and I can totally relate to that feeling of, you know, thinking that I'm bigger than I actually am, looking in the mirror and thinking there's a bigger person than there actually is. And I used to feel this all the time, and I'm sure a lot of you out there also have felt this or feel this currently. And it definitely, you know, negatively impacts on our psychological state. One thing that is important to note is that if we lose the weight through calorie restriction, through carbohydrate restriction, through crash dieting, then we are not going to, you know, feel our best at the end of that. Even if we've lost all this weight, we're still not going to feel, you know, totally energized because we don't have enough carbohydrates, we don't have enough calories in general, and we're always going to be dieting to keep the weight off. So in the next clip, you'll hear Shane talk about yo-yoing weight and about, you know, going on cleanses and diets and binging and not, and all this sort of yo-yoing that is experienced if we go on crash diets, if we lose the weight through crash dieting and calorie restriction.
And over the course of, you know, from then until now, or up in maybe 6 months ago, I was literally just yo-yoing, gaining 10 pounds, losing 10 pounds, gaining 10 pounds, losing 10 pounds, doing a juice cleanse, stop doing the juice cleanse, eating chocolate, no more chocolate. And you guys have seen in my vlogs, I mean, I talk about food a lot, I talk about going to the gym a lot, and I'm tired. I'm so tired. I'm so tired of caring, and I'm so tired of I'm just tired.
Shane, I can totally relate because as long as I can remember, up until 8 years ago, I was on crash diets all the time. My weight was going up and down. I was binging. I was starving myself. I was purging. And it is tiring. It is exhausting, mentally and physically exhausting. To be honest, it pisses me off how there is no focus on nutritional therapy when it comes to these disorders. And when I say nutritional therapy, I mean how diet relates to brain function and how they are intricately linked. How you feel about yourself and how you see yourself and how it is related to what you are ingesting. But there is no money in getting people healthier and empowered and eating more fruits and vegetables. There's money in keeping people sick and depressed and prescribing them drugs and keeping them dependent on the system. And labeling people with a disorder which becomes their identity and which they cling to in order not to change. Hey, I have this disorder, so I can't change. This is just me. Well, I'm here to tell you that you are not your disorder and you can take steps to change your life today. And it starts with what you put in your gob. So one thing I've noticed in Shane's videos is that he eats a lot of junk food, and some of you might be like, oh, he just eats a little bit here and there, but it's still adding up to a lot of chemical-laden, processed, animal product heavy, high fat junk food. And that is not going to make Shane feel good about himself at all. I mean, if I was eating those foods still, actually, I don't even see them as foods anymore. I see them more as substances. And if I was abusing those substances still, I would still feel shit like I used to, suicidally depressed. And, it was just so hard for me to feel good about myself, so I can understand how Shane is feeling. This junk food stuffs with your brain chemistry and brain function. I don't care what your therapist says, your diet is the most important factor in determining your psychological state. To make matters even worse, Shane would have to compensate for those junk food days by under-eating in other meals, by restricting his calories on other days, which means restricting his carbohydrate intake, and that means he won't be getting enough glucose to his brain in order for it to function correctly, in order for it to produce enough serotonin for him to feel good about himself. Reducing the amount of carbohydrates in your diet is like reducing the amount of air in your bike tires. It's like taking out the air of your bike tires and then riding your bike up a hill. That shit is hard. Life becomes super hard. So do I think that carbohydrates are the answer to all the world's problems? No, I don't. But when it comes to the human brain, they are essential. In a healthy state, the human brain runs exclusively off glucose. So if we're not getting enough glucose to our brain, then of course we will experience pain in the form of emotional disturbance, psychological issues, self-esteem issues, and much more. So you can see how important they are to the function of the brain. So the interesting thing is antidepressant medication is designed to make serotonin more active in the brain. And carbohydrates, they do that naturally. They naturally raise serotonin levels and act like a natural tranquilizer. So your brain cells require twice as much energy, twice as much fuel as other cells in your body. The brain's always thinking, always processing, so it's chewing through a lot of glucose. So Shane, keep that in mind next time you feel bad about yourself. Ask yourself, did you get enough carbohydrates? Did you get enough clean glucose to your cells during that day or even the days before? Did you drink enough water? Did you get enough sleep? Did you get off the computer and exercise? Address your basic physiological needs. This is so important, and carbohydrates is number one. If you restrict your calories, you're going to be restricting your carbohydrates, which means you're restricting your brain fuel. And as a result, it's going to be extra hard to access those feelings of happiness, of fulfillment, and of gratitude for everything you have in life. So Shane obviously has a lot going for him. He's a good-looking guy. He's just made a movie called Not Cool, which is in theaters, and it's doing really well. He has a lot to be grateful for, to be thankful for, and he's obviously worked very, very hard to get to where he's at. And this means his glucose requirement is going to be huge. The guy uses his brain all the time. He is a hard worker. So Shane, you have to pay attention to your carbohydrate intake. You need to try a high-carb, low-fat, vegan diet. It's going to make such a difference to the way your brain functions, to how you feel about yourself when you look in the mirror. And you're only going to know this if you try it and you do it correctly and you do it long enough to experience the positivity that I'm experiencing myself and that many, many other people are experiencing as well. So what's the number one food for feeling your best? That is bananas, okay? Bananas are definitely the best. Bananas not only contain a lot of good fruit sugar, which helps helps fuel your brain, but also tryptophan, a type of protein that the body converts into serotonin, and it's known to make you feel relaxed, improve your mood, help you sleep better, and all round make you happier. So Shane, you said you're feeling tired and depressed. Well, I recommend bananas. Bananas are the number one feel-good food. Shane, you have created a lot of awesome things in your life, and one big thing you need now is a healthy, clean lifestyle consistently that will fuel your brain correctly so you can actually appreciate all those awesome things in your life fully and instead focus on what is truly important in life. And that's being happy and healthy and having an attitude of gratitude.
Be grateful that you have food and internet and clothing. There are 2 billion children in the world, and 1 billion are in poverty. Every second child. As you enjoy a nice warm shower, 43% of the world lives without basic sanitation. You think carrying extra weight is tough? Try living on less than $2 a day. More than half the world does. While you spend your precious time during the day focusing on and complaining about your weight, 20,000 children died. How tough do you really have it?
How you guys doing? Good. Well, guys, I was born this way, and there's no medical reason why that happened. My brother and my sister were born with arms and legs, and sometimes in life, things happen that don't make sense. My doctors never thought that I'd be able to walk, and today, I'm walking. And then you compare each other with how we look, and I wish I was smarter, I wish I was taller, I wish I was shorter, I wish I was more popular, I wish I did this, I wish I didn't have that. I wish my life was different. That was me when I was about 8 years old. I looked at myself and I looked at everybody else, and everyone else had more than me. And I'm asking, why? Why me? Have you ever asked the why me questions, but get nowhere? If I had no answers from the doctors, and if I had no answers from my parents, I still have a choice every day in my life to keep going or give up.
Deeper down, she has found the one thing we love. So she is looking for it in all the wrong places.
Even the worst part of your life can come together for the good. 4 years ago, I met a little boy with no arms and no legs. And the doctors told his parents, we don't know why he was born that way. And we don't think he's gonna walk. Then his doctor saw me and says, oh, he's gonna walk.
Okay, Shane, you can do this. You got this. Carve the fuck up and join us on the Raw Till 4 lifestyle. And if you're watching and you've had a positive experience with your self-esteem, with how you feel about yourself since going on this lifestyle, then please leave it in the comments below to inspire others who might be struggling. Okay, fruit bats, so don't forget to go fruit or root yourself. If you found this video helpful, give us a thumbs up, let Shane know that I made it, and I will see you soon.